So good afternoon, guys.
Awesome.
Today we continue our journey as we are moving on from factor differential equation. So like assignment that I gave you last week, I hope you guys try to do it. If not, so let's move on. You are all welcome. Let me quickly share my screen. So last week we did factor differentiation, and we look at both partial and ordinary differential equation. We solve example on that, and this week we'll also continue from those application. And let's see how we can push. I think the assignment I gave you, you solve it. Have you solved it? Did I give you assignment? Hello, I need a response, please.
Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm with you.
Sorry, I have a little network challenge. I can't hear what you say.
Can you hear me now clearly?
Yes, sir.
I was asking whether I give you assignment or not.
Yes, you did.
Okay. Please just mute yourself. Okay, let's look at today's quest. Let's solve this question. The question says that we should look into, it said if, now question 1 today, if A is equals to 5t squared I plus tj minus 3 cube k, then B is equals to sine t I minus cos t j. The question says find A d dt of A dot B, B d dt A plus B, C d dt A dot A. Hello, are we there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So for us to solve this, what we need? Solution. Let's look at it. For A, we know the definition I gave you last week or the last class about d dt A dot B. So the same thing we're going to use. What's the definition of this? Who can remind us? I'm waiting, please. The definition
Keep one
is
and differentiate one.
A.
Keep one, differentiate one.
Yes, thank you. A dot the B, the T, thank you, plus the A, the T, dot B. So that is what we did. That is what exactly the question is talking about. Now, let's look at it. We need to find the B and the A. So what is the B? Let's look at, let's say the A first. The A dt is what? Let's go to A. The A. A says, when you are differentiating, the A dt is what? Let's differentiate this. What do you have? Hello?
Yes, sir.
When you differentiate t squared, 5t squared, what do you have? 10t, right? You have 10t I.
10, 10T.
Then when you differentiate t, you have t. You have 1 plus k plus j and minus 3t square k. Do we all agree?
Yes, sir.
So at the end of the day, you have 10t I plus j minus 3t squared k. Now, the next thing is the b dt. What is the b dt? Can we quickly do that? Do it, let me.
Yes, yes.
Yes. What's the answer now? Anybody?
Yes, sir. I think the BDT is cos t
Okay.
I
Cos t.
plus I
Sorry.
cos t I plus sin tj.
Thank you. That's it. So don't forget our definition says we should what? Definition says this is our definition for the question you are given to solve. We have this now. We have this. We know this. We know this. So all we need to do is just to multiply. To do the dots. Don't forget, don't just multiply. You need to do what? Dot product. Dot product. So let's find the dot product of A. A dot dB over dt. Should we do it one by one? Let's do it one by one so that
Yes, sir.
it's going to be A dot. What is A? A is the question you are given. 5t squared I plus tj plus no, plus tj, then plus minus tk minus t cube k dot the b, right? Cos ti plus sine tj plus ok. We only have 0 because k is not there. We can put ok there, right? So what do I do here? You can't just say 5t multiplied by this, 5t multiplied. No, you only correspond you only say this correspond to this, j correspond to j, and k correspond to k. Can you see it?
Yes,
sir.
That is what we need to do. Okay. Now, for us to do that, it simply means anytime you have I dot I, remember that I dot I is I squared, right? Which is equals to 1. So that is why we don't have I again when you do the dot product. So it's going to be this multiplied by this. We're going to have 5t squared cos t. J multiplied by j. We have plus
T sin t.
Sine t, thank you. Then we have negative than this. What do you have?
0.
Oh, really?
Minus tk.
You said
Sir?
what? What do you have?
Minus t raised to the power of 3 times 0k.
Will
Is
be
0,
what?
sir.
Will be 0.
0.
Thank you. So we dots. We don't need to put the 0k because we know that one has gone. So this is our A dot BT dt. Right. Now let's do the one of B. A, look at it. So did A dt come first? The A dt dot B, right? Will be, what is the A? Let's go to the A. Can you call the A for me from your notes? 10t I, 10t I,
20i plus j
okay, minus what?
minus 3t square k.
Yes, thank you. Dot B. Our B is what? What is your B?
B is sin ti minus cos tj.
Okay. So now let's do it this way. Dot again. Our dot will be what? 10 t sine t. J to j will be minus what? Minus cos t. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Then you have 0. Everything here will be what? Returns to 0 because there's no k. So this is what we have for the A dt dot B. Now that we have this, what else do we need? We now need to match the two together. We need to match the two together. When you add the two together, what do we have? We're going to have 5t squared cos t plus t sin t plus 10t sin t minus cos t, because that's how it's supposed to be altogether. Then let's look at it. What is common to them? I think I can see cos and sin somewhere. We can add them together. It's going to be what? I think I will have to remove this guy to put him in waiting room. Yep. So let's continue. So we have cos, we have 5t squared minus 1 cos t. Do you agree with me? Where you match this and this together. You cannot say 5t squared cos t minus cos t, because they are not together. They are not the same. One has t squared. The other one does not have. The only thing that is common to them is cos t. That's why we factorize cos t out. But now you can add this together, because t sin t and 10t sin t will be plus 11t sin t. Any question? Any question? It simply means no question. Okay. There is another way we can solve it. Should I solve it in another way? You want to see it in another way?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's look at another way of solving it. Remember, or let me use this or. Same A, we have d dt in bracket A dot B. Now, we know A dot B. What is A dot B? Let's go to A. Our A is what? We can do A, we can first of all do, which implies A dot B. Let's do A dot B first. A dot B is the same thing as, let's go to A. Can we go to A? Can you call A for me? Sorry, just call A for me.
A is equals to
A is what?
5t square.
5t square.
I
Square I. Plus
5
tj.
square I plus tj.
Plus minus t cube k.
So now we have this. I believe we all believe this. Now, dot means corresponding to each other. So we can say A dot B is the same thing as this multiplied by dot this. We have it to be 5t squared sin t. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
I'm just doing the dot product. I've not solved anything. I'm just doing the dot product. That's what you have. Then this dot this will give us what? Minus minus what? Minus t cos t. That's what we have. That is, if you set this to this and this to this will be 0 automatically because there's no k. K, the other side will be 0. 0 multiplied by anything will be 0. So that's why we don't bother. So it simply means we cannot differentiate this one by saying this is what you are going to differentiate now. Are you getting it? So if you want to differentiate this now, what will it be?
10t.
Let's hold this one. Wait. Let's do it one by one. Should we first of all differentiate t before we differentiate sine, or we should differentiate sine and hold t constant? Let's hold this one constant, 5t squared constant. Differentiate this. When you differentiate sine, what do you have? Cos. Right? Then I will hold sine t constant. I will now differentiate t. I'll have what? 10t sine t. Do we agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's differentiate. That's the first phase. The second side will be minus, open the bracket, OT constant. Let's differentiate what is inside. We have minus sine t. Then I will hold this one constant. I will differentiate t now. It's going to be what? Minus. When you differentiate one t, you have 1. Cos what?
1.
Cos
T.
t. Any question? Is it clear? So we can go ahead by now merge everything together. I have 5t squared cos t plus 10t sine t minus times minus plus t sine t. 1 times cos minus cos t. So at the end of the day, you discover that this and this can go together the way we did the other time. I can say cos t out and say 5t squared minus 1. Then I can add these two together plus 11t sine t. Any question? Do we have the same thing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can choose your own text. Which one do you prefer to work with? Okay, let's move on. We still have a long to go. So the B aspect of it. Let's look at this question B. The question B says what? D dt A cross B. Don't forget, D dt A cross B. Let's do it. B. D dt A cross B. According to our definition, A cross B is what? A cross dB dt plus dA dt cross B. Don't forget. Now, we know A. We know the B dt, the same thing. And we know the A dt, we know B. So what is cross? The cross is matrix form, I, J, K. I, J, K. So what is A? Let's call A. A is 5t squared t and minus t cubed. What is dB dt? We know it is here. with us. This is the B dt. The B dt is what?
Cos t plus sin. Cos ti plus sin tj.
Plus T. Okay. What do we have, please?
Cos ti plus sin tj. That's B.
Okay, cos Ti sin Tj.
Plus sin tj.
What is K?
And the k is 0.
0. Thank you.
0.
Then plus another matrix for the A dt. You say this is I, J, K. The A dt is what? What's the differentiation of the A dt?
The A dt is 10 ti plus j
Okay.
minus 3. 10 ti plus j. J is 1.
J is 1. That's why
we have 3 t square.
We have,
yes, 3t square minus 3t square.
Yes. B alone will be what? Sin T minus cos T is 0. Right. So this is what they asked us to do. So it simply means I will take them one by one so that you will not lose the track. And then at the end of the day, you now merge everything together. So
okay, sir, the BDT is cos Ti plus Tj.
The BDT. Yes, the BDT is here. Let's look at it together. Where do I put?
Cos Ti
It's here.
Tj.
No. This is the, okay, cos T plus sin Ti, right?
Yeah, cos Ti plus sin Tj.
Okay, cos Ti plus sin Tj. But this is not the BDT. This is cos Ti plus sin Tj. Cos Ti plus sin Tj is here. This is B. Not the last one is B.
Okay.
Are you getting it now? The last one is ordinary B, not the first one is the BDT.
Yeah.
The last one is ordinary B.
That's the BDT. Okay, sir.
So now let's solve the problem and add them together. Now, the method of solving this is quite simple. Let me use another marker so that you get it right. Now, remember matrix from your linear algebra, plus, minus, plus, right? So,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
now plus, minus, plus, then row and column. Now, let's just, what we do is all the first row, we will deal with all the first row. Let's say I pick my I first. If I pick I first, let's see I, open the big brackets. The row the I belongs to will paralyze, which is IJK will paralyze. The column will also paralyze. It will remain, I think I will have to, let me put it this way. It will remain T minus T cube sin T 0. Then if I release this one, and I pick J also, Remember, on top of j, we have negative minus. I put j there. So the column the j belongs to will be paralyzed, which is this column. Will paralyze. So it will remain what? 5t minus t raised to power 3 cos t 0 again.
0.
Then the last one will be plus k.
Plus K.
I pick k. I will remove this. This is the k. The k also paralyzed, remain what? 5t t cos what?
Cos T sin T.
Yes. That is that's the first matrix. Let's call this one the entire matrix A. Or let's just call it G. Or this is alpha, this is beta. Then we need alpha plus beta later, right? So if my
Yes.
alpha is equals to this, let's solve it. Now, according to the law of determinants, this multiplied by this multiplied by minus this multiplied by this. So that is what we need to solve now. So it's going to be I, don't forget, our I is here, which is simply means t multiplied by 0 minus, don't take it otherwise, minus t cubed multiplied by sine t. Then I have minus j, right? Which is 5t multiplied by 0 minus t cubed multiplied by cos t. Right. The last one will be plus k, which is
5 sin T.
this also multiplied by this, and this also multiplied by this. It's going to be 5t. Is it 5t or 5t squared? It's supposed to be 5t squared. Please check your notes. It's supposed to be 5t.
It's 5t squared.
Yes,
5
5t
to
squared.
Yeah.
So we have 5t squared multiplied by sine t minus t
cos T.
multiplied by cos t. I'm doing this first matrix like this because when I'm doing the second one, I will not follow the same thing. I will just jump into this second line and I want you to grab it. Is that okay? So
Yes, sir.
let's look at it. So we have I to be what? 0 minus times minus positive t cubed sine t minus j. So what do we have?
Plus T cube cos T.
Okay. Plus
T cube cos T.
Cos T.
0 plus t cubed plus t. Thank you. Then the last one,
Plus K.
k, will be what?
5T squared sin T.
5t squared sine t minus
T cos T.
plus t. Exactly. So we can write this one out now by saying t cubed sine t I minus t cubed cos tj plus, do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Plus what? 5t
Plus
squared
5T
sine t minus t
minus t
cos
cos t.
Got
k. This is equals to my alpha. Don't forget. Now I need to go and work with beta now. Right. Please mute yourself. Daddy. Okay. So our beta will be, let's go for beta. What do we have? So for the beta, we have the matrix to be what? Let's write the matrix out so that it will help us. Go to red back. So our beta will be I, J, K, which is 10t 1 negative 3 squared. Then sine t minus cos t 0. Right. So if I pick this one also, what do I have? If I pick this, I will have I will be,
1
this will go, will be 1 multiplied by 0 minus 3
0.
squared multiplied by minus cos t. Right. So if I pick I, don't forget plus minus j now. If I pick minus j, this will go, this will go. So we have what? 10t multiplied by 0 minus 3 squared multiplied by sine t.
Sine t
Then we need to do the k. Our k will be this
plus
will be 10t multiplied by minus
cos t
cos t minus
sine t
minus what? Sine t multiplied by 1. Okay. So at the end of the day, what we have our I to be 0 minus times minus positive times minus again minus 3 t squared cos t. Then minus what? J to be 0 minus times minus positive 3t squared sine t.
3 square sine t
Then for k plus k, what do we have? We have minus
t
10t
minus cos t
cos t
Cos t.
minus sine.
minus
Sin t.
Yes. Now we have everything together. So let's look at our beta will equals to negative 3 squared cos t I minus 3t squared sine t j, then
Plus
plus what?
10 cos 10t
Negative
cos
10t sine t cos t rather minus sine t,
sin t.
everything k. So this is what we have. So we can now look for alpha plus beta now. Alpha plus beta, we know our alpha to be what? Can someone call alpha for us so that we will not miss it? So we need to add all the alpha together. So we need alpha here. Can we call alpha? Alpha is 3 cubed, right? Which is equals to cube 3 sine t I minus 3 cube cos t j plus 5t squared sine t minus t cos t. Okay, then I can use big bracket for alpha. This is my alpha plus beta. My beta will be what? Minus 3 squared cos t I minus 3t squared sine tj plus minus 10t cos t minus sine t. Okay, this is my beta. Let me just use this blue. This is alpha, this is beta. So corresponding, don't forget, I to I, j to j, k to k. That's how you add. So it's going to be what? This to this to this, and all this to this. So if I'm adding this one, what do I have? Remember, there's no how you can add them together. You just open the bracket. T cubed sine t minus 3t squared cos t. Everything high. You solve that one. Then the second one will be minus. You see, minus is common to both of them. I can take minus out by saying 3 cube 3 cos 3 plus 3t squared sine t. This is my j. Then the last one, let's see which one can be added together. Is there anything? Let's see. Plus 5t squared sine t. We have 10t here, minus 10t plus 10t here. We can add it together. It will be 11 minus 11t cos t minus sine t. Okay, that is your final answer. Any question? Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
So the C aspect of it says, the C says d dt of A dot A is the same thing as what? A dot the A dt plus the A dt
Dot A.
A. And you agree with me, it's the same thing as 2A dot the A dt. We know the A. We know A. So we can substitute it. What do we have? We have 2 already What is A? A is 5t squared I. Then plus tj minus tk dot. What is the A? 10t I minus j or plus j minus 3t squared k. So I can open the brackets, but before that, let's open the 2. Let's distribute the 2 already. 2 multiplied by 5, we have 10t squared I plus
Plus
2tj minus 2t
minus 3. Oh,
dot 10t I
plus j.
plus j minus 3t squared k. So we can dot each of them. 10 times 10, you have 100. 100 what? T cube.
T cube.
J times j, you have plus 2t. Then minus k times this, you have, what do you have? Plus what?
Plus 6.
6t what?
T raised to the power of 6.
No, t raised to the power of 5.
Okay, sorry.
Because you remember is you have to add the power.
Yes, not multiplying.
That's the answer. That's the final answer for that. Any question? Is it interesting?
Yes, sir.
You don't have option. It must be interesting. You said what? Any
Actually, we don't.
Okay, let's look at another question.
I said,
I can't hear you, young man.
you don't have choice.
Yes, so you don't. Okay, look at this. If A is equals to 2x squared y minus x raised to power 4I plus e raised to power xy minus y sine x, this is j, plus x squared cos y k. So we are asked to find the following. Find, after we finish this topic, you will be able to solve as many problems as possible. The A, the X, 2, the A, the Y, 3, the square A, the X squared, 4, the square A, the Y squared, 5, the square A, the X, the Y, 6, the square A, the Y, the X, are we there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So which one can we solve? Which one is too cheap?
The first one.
The first one, what happened to the rest?
The rest is also okay, but the first two are, from the look of things, the first two are the simplest one.
They are all the same. Okay, let's look at it. Let's solve it. Solution. For us to solve number 1 now, we know our A. A is the entire, you know, this is partial derivative. Because it contains X, it contains Y. So you have to be careful when you are solving it. Then when you want to solve, let me quickly hint you, when you want to solve the exponential, remember exponential, you said exponential XY. How do we solve this one? What does it mean is, it simply means when I'm solving for X, probably if I'm solving for, let's say I'm solving for Y now. Okay, this is what it means. Let's use this one first. 2x. What does it mean? If the y is equal to, do not say the y, the x is equal to what? So it simply means I'm going to say d dx of 2x exponential 2x, which is same thing as, if I differentiate this one, the power first, what do I have? I have 2 exponential 2x. That is it. So if I'm now solving, if I have y equals to exponential xy, they said the y, the x is what? It simply means d dx of xy exponential xy. And my final answer will be what? Who can tell us?
Y exponential
Y exponential xy.
That is it. Y exponential xy. That's just it. I just digress to explain this to us, so that by the time we'll be using it, you will say, where is this guy getting it? This is where it comes from. So now let's solve the problem. The first one says dA dx is the same thing as d dx, because with A, your A is with respect to x at this point. So everything you are differentiating here is x. Anywhere you see y, if it's ordinary y, the rest will be 0. You will not touch y. So let's look at it. It's going to be 2x squared y minus s raised to power 4 I plus d dx of exponential xy minus y sine x j plus d dx of x squared plus y k. Now, let's solve it one after the other. So it's going to be what? The first one, the I component is what? Who can tell us? Differentiation now, guys.
It's 4xy
4xy minus
minus 4x raised to power
3.
3.
Yes, I. That's all. Then you go to J component. What do you have? I've already taught you how to do this one. What's the answer? Y exponential xy. Do you agree? Do we agree?
Are we solving the y dx or the x? Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true. I see it.
Do you agree now?
Yes, sir.
So now the next one is, remember everything with respect to x. Sine x is there. How do we solve it? When you sine x, when you differentiate sine x, what do you have?
Cos minus cos.
No.
Cos.
It's still cos.
Cos s. Cos
S.
y cos s. But because there is minus in the
J. The minus is with the question. So you are not the one putting it. Then the last one will be plus k. What do you have? Differentiate this one. The k. Any question? Any question?
No, sir.
No. Okay, let's
Okay, sir. Sorry, sir.
go
I
ahead.
will not touch the last cos y because it doesn't have x.
It doesn't have x, it's just a constant there.
Oh, okay. I see it.
Okay. So the next question will be what? Roman figure 2. The a dy, which is going to be d dy of the same a, 2x squared y minus x raised to power 4 I plus d dy. Remember, you are doing pen on paper, right? You have to do the step. Don't just jump. If you jump your mark. That's just the meaning. So don't jump your mark and make sure you do it very well. So what do we do? In this case, your focus, they said the a, the y, meaning you are to do y all through. Any other x will be constant. So what is the first one now for high?
It's to be 2x squared.
2x squared I. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Because 2x squared, y in this case, when you differentiate y, you have 1. X there is 0. It has nothing to do with what we are saying. Then the next one will be what? Plus what?
Plus
Do you agree?
x exponential xy.
Do you agree?
Yes, sir. Minus sin x.
So it's going to be what? Minus x squared sin y. Okay. So which is 2x squared I plus x exponential xy minus sine xj minus x squared sine yk. That's all. Any question?
No question for now.
Number 3. Thomas and Musa, I will send you out of this class if you don't mute yourself. Once you want to talk, just on it and off it again. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. Number 3. Number 3 says the square a the x squared is the same thing as d dx of the a dx. That's the meaning. We know the a dx. We've done it before. Bring the a dx inside this place. So what we are going to have is d dx of, go to the a. This is the a dy, but in this case we are looking for the a ds, which is this one. This is the a ds. Don't forget. So let's bring it in. The a ds will be d ds of 4xy minus 4s3 I plus d dx of y exponential xy minus y cos xj plus d dx of 2x minus 2s cos y k. That's it. So if I differentiate this, what do I have? Let's do it. Let's differentiate this with respect to x. I. You have to be what? 4y minus what? 12s squared I.
Square.
Then differentiate the next. What do you have? Plus what? Y squared
Y square.
s. Remember y in this case is just a constant because we are differentiating with respect to x. So then you have minus, when you differentiate cos, you have what? Minus sign, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So differentiate this, what do you have?
Two cos y.
That's all. That's what they asked us to do. So this is what we call this square a, the x squared. Now, number 4, they said we should do the square a, the y squared. You can see it's not that hard, the way you think. What do you have? The a, the y is what? D, the y. We know our dy, the a, the y to be 2xi, 2x square I plus d dy of what? S exponential xy minus sine x j minus d dy of what? What's the last one? The last one is what? Are we there or we are no more on the platform?
We are there,
Yeah.
sir.
Are you tired?
No, we are concentrating. We just
Okay.
want to watch the
Now,
steps.
let's differentiate I. What do you have? 0 I. Because there's no y there. Right. Plus, let's differentiate this. When you differentiate it, what do you have? You will have x squared
X square
exponential x.
exponential x y.
When you differentiate this is 0. This is j. Then let's differentiate this one. What do we have? You have sine y. Sine y, when you differentiate sine y, what do you have? Cos y.
Cos y.
That's all. Any question?
Well,
Okay. So, number 5 says, this is what I want you to be careful. The s dy. Excuse me. It's the same thing as d dx of the a dy. You can see d dx of the a dy. We know the a dy. Let's go there and differentiate it with respect to x. So it's going to be d dx of 2x squared I plus d dx of x exponential xy minus sine x j minus d dx of x squared sine y k. So if you differentiate this with respect to x, what do you have? You have 4x squared. 4xi. Differentiate this with respect to x now. What do you have? You will have xy
X.
exponential xy. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
But now, two things you have to do here. Let me delete this. We are differentiating with respect to x.
X.
S is here, S is here. That means you hold this one constant, you differentiate exponential. You now hold exponential constant, you differentiate x. Product rule. The product rule will occur at this point, saying all this one constant. I will differentiate this exponential. I will have, when you differentiate exponential alone, you have y, right? Y exponential xy plus odd exponential constants, differentiate x, you have 1. Then when you differentiate sign, what do you have? Minus cos. Cos s is here. That is, minus is here and cos is there. You differentiate cos. As in, when you differentiate sign, you have cos, but because of that negative that is in the middle, it will affect it. Put it there. J. Then, if you want to differentiate the last one, what do you have?
2s
Thank you.
sin y.
Minus 2x sine y k. Any question? So, we can say this is our final answer. Our final answer can be 4xi plus xy exponential y xy plus exponential xy minus cos x or j minus 2s sine yk. Now, the last question says, which is immaterial anyway. Look at it. It said the square a, the x, no, it said the y dx, right? It's the same thing as the square a, the x, the y. So it's immaterial. The other is immaterial. So let's leave that one. And that's what they ask us to do. Any question? Let's go back to this and see our question we asked to solve. So you can see we managed to solve this, and this, and this. And we said this is more or less it's the same thing, immaterial. Right. Any question? Are we tired?
Sir, that means that's 5 and 6. That means 5 and 6. If we do one, we cannot solve the other one.
It's the same.
But if it is in the exam, we will still do the same method. We will still repeat the same thing.
Well, you can do it in exam. You can do it if you're saying something like that. Do it. But if you don't
It's
see
okay.
it, don't bother yourself.
It's okay, sir.
Okay. Last for today. Let's solve this one before we call it a day. Our time is fast spent. Or are we tired, please?
Let's solve it, sir.
Okay. If phi of x, y, z equals to x squared, no, equals to x, y squared, and z, and a is equals to x, z, minus xy squared, j, plus y z squared k. Question says find the cube of the x squared dz of phi a at the points 2 minus 1, 1. So how do we solve this kind of question? You don't need to be scared. It's very simple. All you need to do is just to break it down one after the other. Have we copied the question? Can we move on?
We are still copying it.
So for the solution, we have our phi a. We need to first of all get phi a first. The phi a will be remember, phi is just a scalar, but a is what you have. So let's look at it. It's just x y squared z multiplied by a. A is x z I minus x y squared j plus y squared k. So our phi a will be what? This multiplied by this. What do you have? You have x squared, y squared, z squared I. Then the same thing multiplied by j. Remember, it doesn't have a, it doesn't have ijk. It's just like, let's say 2 multiplied by everything. That's just what we are doing. So we have s squared, y raised to power 4, z, j, plus x, y raised to power 3, z raised to power, z raised to power what? 3k.
3k.
So we can now say we want to differentiate now. Remember, we have to find the cube of the x squared, the z. It's the same thing as when you have d dz phi of a, phi a rather, phi a to d square dx dz. Look at the way I break it down. Phi a, it now leads to the cube, the x square dz phi a. Any question? Have you seen the breaking down? I know z is easier to find in this case. I found out find my z. Then I will now differentiate that z with respect to x and with respect to s squared. And that settles it. So let's do it one after the other. Let's find the z. Divide z So what is the y z? It's going to be d dz of the entire expression. So now let's look at it. Everything here will only differentiate with respect to z. The rest will be constant. Will be 2 x squared y squared z I minus x squared y4, because this one would be 1 j plus 3xy cubed z squared k. That's it. So for us to now find the square now, to find d squared of the x dz of our phi a. What we have is going to be d dx of the entire d of phi a ds. dz, sorry. Don't forget it's dz here. So we can say that it's going to be d dx will be what? 2x squared y squared z I minus x squared y for g plus 3xy cubed z squared k. So this will be what? If I want to differentiate this, what do I have? Yes, can someone help us out?
4s
Thank you. 4x
y squared z
y squared z, okay,
minus 2x
2x y4,
y4
yes, plus
plus 3y zk.
yes, we have it. Then we need to go up to solve the last one. So how do we solve it? He said d cubed of phi a is the same thing as the s squared dz equals to d dz, the x, right, of what we have here. So what do we have? Can we
We have 4y
because
zi
it's again 2y4, there's no 0k here because there's no x
yes
in that case. So this is what we have. Now, did I say at the point 2, -1 and 1, which means s is equals to -2, y is equals to -1. No, sorry, s is equals to 2, and z is equals to 1. So substitute it here. What do we have? 4 into -1 squared and 1 I minus 2 into -1 raised to power 4 j plus 0k, which is not of, there's nothing we can do with that. So we have 4i minus 2j. That is your final answer. Do we enjoy it?
go through it again.
Yeah.
We'll go through it again.
Yes, that is it. Any question? Can I stop sharing?
Yes, sir.
Yes, guys, any question? Any question?
No, sir.
Yes.
From my side.
From your side. Okoji.
Sir,
How are you, sir?
good day, sir. I'm fine, sir.
I saw some people initially and they disappear. What happened? Okay. Emmanuel.
My network is
Okay, you watch the video, don't worry.
big on
Emmanuel, are
something.
you there?
Yes.
Yes,
Are
I'm
you
with
joining
you,
for the
sir.
first time?
No, sir, this is not my first time.
Okay. Who is joining for the first time here? Nobody. Okay. Thank you guys for coming. Share the news to others. And this, when are you writing an exam?